Let's grade some confirmed Concacaf transfers from this window. This is going to be part one of a series, so make sure to keep an eye out for those. And of course, let us know in the comments down below how you would letter grade these transfers that we're going to mention in this video. I'm going to put timestamps at the bottom so you can click to whichever player you want to hear our opinions about. But we're going to start here with Cardoso, Johnny Cardoso moving from Real Betis to Atletico Madrid. Now, I'm going to give mine. I can give you the biased and unbiased. I am a Betis fan. So as a Betis fan, I think it's a horrible transfer for him. I think he should have stayed. And it would have been absolutely phenomenal to have him here at the club. Unbiased, though, for Cardoso, I think it's a great move. I think it's absolutely a great move. And I have to give it an A, to be honest. There's nothing else I can give it but an A. Fantastic La Liga DM, one of the best, if not the best, depending on who you ask. Moves into a team whose midfield can be improved just a little bit, especially with the Paul Bada move to Inter Miami. Facing his top competition, Atleti might be a title contender this year, if I'm being honest, looking at their other transfers like Alex Baena and whatnot. I think Cardoso is just another positive outlook for them, for himself. This is a fantastic move. It's going to be an A for me. Joaquin, what grade do you give Cardoso to Atleti?
It's also going to be an A for me. Like you said, with DePaul leaving, it leaves an open spot in that midfield. He's perfectly fit for the way they want to play. He fits that kind of DM role. And I just think, he's going to help them in that one spot that they might need, because pretty much everywhere else, I feel like they're solid right now. So,
oh, yeah.
And he's young, so, he can only improve from here. So I think it's a great move.
Yeah, absolutely. Andres?
I'm gonna go A minus. A minus.
Oh, okay.
Didn't realize we could do that.
Yeah, a little A minus, cheeky little A minus, just because I feel sad for Batiste. You know me, I'm a little biased in things.
Thank you, Andres. I can appreciate that.
That's where the minus goes. But yeah, no, it's a great move for him. I mean, he's moving up in the world. And also, he gets to avoid Manchester United. I know that was a whole thing. We covered that all that jazz. But he gets to avoid the Premier League, which I think is a great thing for him. I think he's still got some time to improve and learn. But yeah, I think he's, in terms of being able to play in the Premier League, that's what I mean. But I think it's a great move for both parties. And it's going to be interesting to see how well he does. Now, will he translate to the national team? Probably not. But who cares? You know what I mean? I don't, because but yeah, A minus for me.
Yeah, great move overall. Okay, we can move on to Demarai Gray to Birmingham here. Now, moving from the Saudi League back to his first ever professional club, the Jamaican international Demarai Gray will be playing for Tom Brady's Birmingham. I have some problems with this move personally. And now I'm still going to give it a B minus around there, because I think it's still a good move. I think you're still moving to a competitive league, a familiar team, familiar league. Birmingham's current manager was also at Leicester City when they did win that title, and Demarai Gray was a part of that team too. That was actually his first season at Leicester, so it's a B to B minus. But I do think the reason I'm not going to give it a full A or a B plus or anything is there's a lot that can go wrong here. Personally, Demarai Gray, we know, is talented as a player, but it doesn't translate to goals and assists, to stats. It doesn't translate well overall, but it's still fine. It's competitive. It's a good move. He's going to be back in some limelight a little bit, and we could see him be very impactful for Birmingham's season. I think for Birmingham, it's a fantastic signing for them, who just got promoted to the championship and are already going to be competitive for maybe a top 6, 7, 8 position in the championship. I think it's a fantastic reinforcement. So I'm happy with it being a B. Andres, you'd give it a what?
I think I'd give it a B plus. I think that moving to Saudi Arabia was a whole debacle. In the sense of it was just a money grab, and his play tremendously dropped. I think you could tell when he played for Jamaica. I mean, it was woeful to watch him at times. Especially because he had a high ceiling. I felt like he had a pretty high ceiling, and he just didn't reach any of that potential. And I think it's just a good move. It's a league that he's familiar with, like you said. So I think it's something to reestablish himself, to get back to his ways of hopefully maybe can convert his talent to goals and assists and help Birmingham push for those playoff spots. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I give it a B plus. I mean, it's huge for Birmingham. Obviously, getting promoted, signing a player that has that experience already is good. But it's just it depends on if he's going to have that output that they're hoping for. So B plus.
Yeah, I mean, and one thing too is his consistency is a big issue for me. It's like his Leon Bailey situation is he's not very consistent. He's a good player when you watch him play. but it doesn't translate. So I really hope it translates for his sake. Joaquin, your grade?
I'm gonna have to give it a B minus, which really depends on how committed he is to the project. Because if he's fully committed and wants to like contribute to it, I think he'd go higher than a B minus. But as of right now, especially like I don't know if he'd just be rotation or he'd be starting every game or not. But just to get some playing time at this point and show that he still has that quality, I think B minus is good.
Yeah, that's fair. Again, it could be it's a very like Gio Reyna situation. Like it could be very, very underwhelming, and that's going to be it from Demarai Gray. We know how good of a player he is. I just really hope he shows it for this team. I think it could be a really important player for them alongside likes of Jay Stansfield and whatever other reinforcements they bring in to compete with the championship. But we know how good Birmingham is for League One. I believe they scored 111 points last season, which I believe is a record for League One. So we know how good they can be when they're comfortable. We know how much money is being input into this team. Maybe that helps him in the long run too, and it could make Demarai Gray look really good. But he's 29. He's getting up there in age. I hope he can really bring it together in the championship, and we seeing a good move here overall. Another championship move here from a U.S. men's national team player instead. Agyemang to Derby County from Charlotte FC in MLS. This one's a tricky one. It's a very, very tricky one. Now, I'm going to be honest. For him, I think it's an A move because he got it was an $8 million transfer fee to move to the championship. You're playing in a more competitive league. You're going to get more popularity for honestly a player that I don't think fully deserved the move like that. I think there's other players that could have done it instead. But for him, it's an A move. You're moving from MLS to championship to English football. You have a chance at becoming fairly solid in the championship and staking your claim in the U.S. men's national team. I really can't give it anything else but A for him. For Derby County, as an MLS fan, as a USA fan, I don't think it was that good of a move for them. So, but overall, I'll give it a B. Meet somewhat in between. It's a decent move. Joaquin, Agyemang, good move, bad move?
I'm gonna give it an A minus. I think Derby play with two strikers, and I feel like as a single striker, he wouldn't be that consistent and clinical. But I feel like in a two striker partnership, especially because they signed Carlton Morris, who's from Luton Town, who was balling in Premier League and Championship. I feel like playing alongside him, it helps like ease some of the pressure, and could help contribute to more clinical finishes from both of them.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do think is a good move for him too, because I think he can learn a lot from English football, English coaches. I think if he stayed in MLS much longer, he would not have improved as a player. We know how physical he is. We know he's a decent enough striker and putting the ball in the back of the net. Technically, though, I don't think he's that gifted. And I do hope that he's able to quickly learn that in an EFL championship setting. Otherwise, physicality is not everything that you would need.
That's why I think having a striker partnership would help him, so he can be that physical mentality, but like someone else, can help develop at the same time.
Yeah, like that. Andres?
B plus, just because I can see the scenario of him just not hitting the ground running at all and taking a long time to get adjusted. Because I feel like the MLS, yes, it's a decent league, but like the championship is just purely at moments purely physicality. It's a big step up, especially I just feel like going from the MLS, which is it's kind of physical in the sense of there's going to be some challenges, to the championship is compared to it's a whole different breed. So, that league, I don't know. I have a gut feeling like it's a good move for him personally. MLS to the championship, getting involved in that European football. And I can see it not going right for him, and because of that, I'm gonna say B plus, just because I can see him not hitting the ground running.
Yeah, and championship is a different beast, right? I'm sure we're going to get comments on this because we have before of, the MLS is as good as championship, if not better than championship, blah, 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 blah. Nah, we're not saying one's better than the other, but I think the championship just demands way different abilities from you.
Too, guys. Come on now.
Way more games too as well. And it's a highly competitive league compared to MLS, right? So I do think it's a good environment for him to be in. I don't know if he will succeed in said environment. Another striker here, Jonathan David to Juve. Now, I, for one, think this is an absolutely phenomenal move from all accounts, from all perspectives when you look at it. I have to give this an AA+. The Canadian striker moving to Juve plays really well in their system, I believe, and it was a good move at a right time for him out of Lille. The rumors were to the Premier League instead. He had a lot of suitors. I think this is a fantastic move. Plays him in the Serie A, all of these things. It's got to be an A. or A+ for me. And looking at it from Juve's perspective, one, the optics, really good. Marketing-wise, really, really good. Because you get a Canadian national team striker in there. That's just a new population that are going to become Juve fans as a result. That is fantastic. And he's a clinical striker. He's proven in Europe, in the French league. Now, say what you want about the French league, he's still dropping numbers and performing well in European competitions as well. I think Juve have secured a fantastic striker, and it was for free as well. So like it's an A+ all around. There's hardly any negatives when you look at it. But Andres, is Jonathan David a good move to Juve?
Yeah, I mean it's an upgrade for sure. It's going to be interesting though, the AC Milan Juve clash. Santi Pulisic versus Jonathan David.
Jonathan David, yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to watch.
And sure. Musa too, if he's playing.
Yeah, maybe. Awesome.
And Tim Weah, Weston McKennie, throw them in there as well. This is a Concacaf matchup. Actually, no, Tim Weah is probably going to move to Marseille, which we might talk about in a future video. But at least McKennie is a Concacaf matchup for the ages. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's going to be interesting for sure. I think it's a great move. Obviously, he deserved to be at a top club, and Juve is a top club, and I think it would be kind of the only problem was I had with the Premier League was like it's going to be one of those signings where it's like he's such a good player, but he's just not Premier League level type thing, or like he can't transition that. And that's why I was worried. And I think he's a great player, and I think this is a great fit for him. It's a great step up from Ligue 1 to Serie A. So I'm excited for him, and I hope that he does both and it has the heights, because I think he has a high ceiling, and it can only get better from here. Personally.
Yeah, I like that. Joaquin, a good move.
Can we give an S, or is that not?
Oh, he's going tier list. I'll allow it.
But no,
I'll allow it.
I just think, it's a great move. If Vlahovic leaves too, it leaves an open striker spot. No real competition for him. He'd just be starting every game, and honestly, like having Juventus be a little, mid-table, not the powerhouse it used to be, it helps ease the pressure too, so he can just ball. And I think, he'll contribute a lot.
Yeah, I like that. Wow, S tier, first S tier move of the series. We move on to.
Wait, don't call me. Don't call me.
5
Joaquin
months
said
later,
bet on it. Put some money down.
Zero goals.
We got two more left here. First Mexican player on this list, because there honestly has not been that many Mexican moves. But Mateo Chavez to AZ Alkmaar in the Dutch league, I like a lot. Now this is one that's probably the first to happen out of all these. He's already started playing for them and started with a goal in his first appearance. I think it's a great move overall. AZ, I mean, any Eredivisie team I think is a fantastic move for CONCACAF. This has to be an A, merely also for the fact that he moved out of Liga MX, which we don't see enough. That genuinely deserves congratulations and credit.
Take notes.
Yeah. I mean, when you have the likes of Elias Mateo, Hugo Camberos, amongst many others, extending their contract, not leaving when they should. It's a bold move from him. It's an encouraging move from him. I like it overall. It has to be an A. Joaquin, you give it a what?
A-. I think, assuming that their current left back, Wolf, leaves, like for Leo, I think he's rumored to leave too. He's their starting left back, so leaves the competition right now. But if he leaves, he gets that starting spot. And if that happens, then I think he'll develop a lot, especially in the Eredivisie. You got a lot of good games in there. So, I think it's a good move for him.
Yeah, I like it. Andres?
A+, baby. This is where the bias comes in. No, I'm excited for him. Obviously, he already scored in his first game ever for the club. I know it was a friendly, but still huge as a left back, especially. I think he's going to learn a lot this season. It's only going to help the national team for the World Cup in 2026. But I think it's a great move for him. I think he's going to really establish himself as a young player that's on the ranks, on the rising. And so, I'm excited to see what he's going to do this season. I really do hope that he plays a lot more, but, I can see him on the bench a lot. But at the same time, if that happens, he's still gaining experience. He's still learning a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more than he can learn from Liga MX So.
Yeah, I think we fall victim, as the football community has fallen victim to the FIFA football managers thing, where, like, once you turn 18, you need to be playing like week in, week out. I don't think that is the case for him here. Obviously, it'd be great if he was starting every game, but I don't think it'd be that bad if he took a season or so, coming off the bench, starting here and there in cup competitions and whatnot, and really getting acclimated to European football, to Dutch football. I think that would be the best opportunity, and it's not the worst thing if he doesn't start every single game for Alkmaar here. I know some people are going to think that is, like, what's the point of moving from Liga MX where you'd be starting every game or playing a lot and going over there? I think he needs to take his time, because obviously we've seen numerous Mexican youngsters move to Europe and it just not work out. Diego Lainez, to name one. So I really hope Mateo Chavez is able to acclimate to European football. spend a few seasons there, and then move to bigger and better heights, and really take his talent to the next level, and really ascertain that starting left back spot over Gallardo for the Mexican national team. One more to finish it off here. Malik Tillman to Bayer Leverkusen. And of course, this isn't the last for the series. We're going to do more parts. So if there's a player we missed, let us know in the comments down below. But Malik Tillman to Bayer Leverkusen, I am very positively optimistic about this move. However, I don't think we should be like, this is absolutely amazing and perfect for his career here right away. Now, that might be an unpopular opinion amongst many USMNT fans. It is still a fantastic move. I think just that Leverkusen are in a current state of like a really weird state right now of transition. So I'm going to give it a B+. It's a great move overall. I just think there are other factors that unfortunately could lead to it not being that well, namely Erik ten Hag being the manager. Now, they played their first friendly in that last game against, I believe it was Flamengo's U18s or U20s. I think it was Flamengo's U21s. I think it was Flamengo, and they beat the crap out of Bayer Leverkusen. It ended 5-1, and again, it was Flamengo's youth team. Leverkusen started like the first half was mainly youth players, but they played their best team the whole second half. Not looking good. Now, yes, it is one game to go off of. I'm not going to say that whole season is going to be determined by that kind of outcome. I just think it's not as easy as Tillman's coming in to replace Florian Wirtz. If Xabi Alonso was still there, if it was the same system, yeah, it would be, but it's not that simple. I digress. Joaquin, your grade for Tillman to Leverkusen?
I'm going to go with A-. I think like for the price range they got him, he's one of the best attacking midfielders right now that they could have gotten.
Yeah.
But replacing Wirtz is going to be a tall task for anyone. The only time will tell to see if he can do it, but I think it might take him a while because like that's some big shoes to fill. So
yeah,
but I think if anyone had the potential, he might. I'm not going to say anything he's going to reach it, but like I think he could, do a pretty good job.
He has the tools to do such a thing. And, it's not a like for like. They're not the exact same player. Florian Wirtz is a different machine. Tillman, I think, is a little bit better defensively and could help more in a midfield role as well as the attacking role. It just remains to be seen how that Leverkusen team looks, because it's not the Leverkusen that went. It's not Bayer never losing, right? It's not that team. It's not that team.
Remind me, bro.
It's not that team anymore, and I think not enough people are realizing that. A lot of people are, still kind of thinking Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. It's not. So it remains to be seen how good he's going to fit in this new system and how the system's going to work overall. Andres, your grade?
I'm gonna go B-. I agree with. I agree with Elijah. I'm just being a little bit more harsh on the Ten Hag effect. I genuinely think that sometimes all you need to do is see one game to decide how a season's going to go, and I think the Ten Hag is just going to make this poor Leverkusen side. I mean, I kind of like to see it, but I kind of don't at the same time because I had nothing against Leverkusen until that fateful game. But anyways, I can see it going wrong. Not like him playing bad. I just think if you have a bad manager, it's hard. It's just hard to be able to play at your best. And if you're losing week in and week out, then it's kind of hard to develop in that sense. So I think that's going to have a impact on the transfer. But in terms of if you're just looking at logistically, like okay, he's going there, Tillman's going there, then I think it would be like a B-. So that's why I say it'd be an A. But I think the my scale's kind of been broken because of Ten Hag, so it's just been brought down to a B-. So blame Ten Hag, don't blame me.
Ten Hag's one whole letter grade.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, one thing you can look at it, right? And I don't know enough. I haven't looked at interviews. I don't know if this information is available, but I would like to think that he is Ten Hag signing, right? One of Ten Hag's first signings and not a club signing because they could do it. I would like to think it's a Ten Hag signing. And he knows what to do with Malik Tillman. He views Malik Tillman as a good player. I believe he's Leverkusen's highest ever transfer fee in the club's history, right? So
second most expensive American, I think, too, right? Transfer.
Yes, yeah, one of the biggest USMNT moves ever as well. So there's also a lot of pressure on Malik Tillman here because moving to a better league, he knows how good he is, and a high transfer fee that could be a lot. And also, if this was Ten Hag's purchase, he might be viewing him as a very important player, as he should. He's a fantastic player. That adds a lot of pressure on him when it's all said and done. So hopefully he can live up to such a thing. I think he can. It's just a lot remains to be seen because Leverkusen is in such a weird transition spot right now. It's not certain where Tillman's going to fit, how he's going to fit. It's just a matter of watching and seeing at the end of the season if he's good enough to maintain the starting role in the Houston men's national team, which I think he will be. I think he will be. I do think it's going to be a very positive outlook overall. I'm just a little nervous, and I want to revisit this a little bit later. But that's going to be it for part 1 of this series, guys. And if you guys want more videos like this where we're grading every confirmed Concacaf transfer in this window, leave a like down below and comment your opinion on these transfers as well, whether that's all of them or just one of them or a couple of them. I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below. We will be reading and reacting to as many as we can. Make sure to subscribe for more Concacaf and club football content in the future. My name was Elijah. I was joined by Joaquin and Andres, per usual, and hopefully we see you guys in future videos. Take care.